Good evening. When I was in 10th grade, I didn't like school. So I skipped many classes. I even ran away at times, and I didn't do well at all. So at that time, I heard that my neighbor was going to Sweden on an internship because he was top on his industrial engineering class. So I thought to myself, I want to be top on my industrial engineering class, and I want to go to Sweden. It was a very long shot, as I didn't do well. However, after 7 years, I was going to Volvo for an internship. This proves that when you set up your goals with perseverance and resilience, you can make it happen. So have heart and put your objectives. You have a question?
Sir, Volvo you mean as Volvo Jordan or Volvo Sweden?
No, Sweden.
I see.
Yeah. So anyhow, now you confused me.
Sorry.
Yeah, anyhow, so put your goals and you will achieve your objectives. But that's not my main point. The main point is that do we really have to be top on our classes in order to get decent internships? The answer is most definitely not. We have to provide our kids with education that's interesting, that combines project-based and theoretical education. We have to provide them with the opportunity for internships and practical experience and hands-on experience. We have to provide them with alternating between academic theoretical concepts and then with practical implementation of those concepts so that they better understand the implications, ramifications, and do better understanding, deeper understanding of those concepts. My internship in Europe was a life-changing experience. I became more scientific, more structured, and much more practical. As I came back, I could not suffice with just being a student, so I started working for the company I was doing my graduation project for. We qualified them for ISO 9000, which was at the time one of the first companies to be awarded in our country. Not only that, we did business process re-engineering, we improved their production rate by more than 30%. Those achievements wouldn't have been possible without some real good practical experience. After years, I went to do my master's in the United States. And I just realized how far behind we are in terms of combining academia with education. There, all of my professors had very good practical projects with the community, with companies in the community. Not only that, they provided students with access to hundreds, if not thousands, of internships. For me, just 1 month into my master's degree, I was able to get 5 internship opportunities. I selected the one in Intel, with Intel in Silicon Valley, and combining the theoretical knowledge and concepts with real-life implementation can make magic. So it converted me from a person who shies away from computer programming to an expert in simulation modeling. When I came back to conclude my master's, I was selected to work with NASA on a project for their reusable launch vehicle. So always have heart, put your objectives, and you can always achieve those objectives. As I came back many years later to Jordan, I came back with the capacity of a GM of a company with over 1,300 employees. So I had to interview hundreds of employees and recent college graduates. And I was, to be honest with you, really frustrated and disappointed with the kind of education, the outcome of our educational system. The students, first of all, were very disconnected from practical life. They did not grasp the opportunities in the marketplace and the requirements of the marketplace. And number 2, the education system must have been extremely boring because they did not remember even the basic concepts. If I asked them about even their most favorite topics, they did not have a good grasp of the basic concepts. So because of that, we can see that today we are sending over 71,000, we are graduating over 71,000 students from colleges at bachelor's degree level. Yesterday we have seen 100, first time in Jordan, 100 out of 100 in Tawjihi, and 9 people had 99.9. So the poor guy with 99.8 is not even top 10. Anyhow, so we have to provide all of those business opportunities. Still, we send over 18,000 post-bachelor's students annually, and 2,200 of those PhD levels. So do we really need all of those, and are we utilizing them in the best capacity? We have over 7,000 PhD holders that do not have job, that are unemployed. The World Index shows that we are number 13. Can you believe it? Number 13 worldwide in terms of provision and availability of scientists and engineers. But again, are we utilizing them in the proper way? If we look around and look at our economy, macro economy, if we look at our transportation system when we came here, today is Friday, so probably not, but on other days, our transportation system, our government, our processes, we can definitely not shy away and hide behind our fingers, and we have to admit that we are not doing great. Even lately, unfortunately, the state of Kuwait and Qatar stopped sending their kids to 15, more than 15 of our universities. So this shows that we need to improve. So I started doing what I can do myself and then trying to do more. I started with 5-phase approach. The first phase was work on internships. So I became a board member of IASTA, which is the same organization for exchange that I went with 22 years ago to Europe. So we started providing more opportunities in our marketplace for internship and for students from all over the world, so that we can in exchange send our kids and our students worldwide to get the same opportunity that I got. So personally also I started including and providing internships for those students. I had students from Brazil, Poland, Belgium, Tunisia, Oman, among other countries, and those people added a lot of value to the companies that I managed. The next step was to engage with graduation projects. The graduation projects, those students just do amazing job. I mean, today, until today, if you come to my company, you will find 13 students wandering in our company and working on multitude, wide spectrum of projects, from supply chain optimization to marketing strategies, to promotional strategies and pricing strategies, among others. Those students are bringing a lot of value to us. We are helping them educate and get practical experience, but also at the same time, they are making us think, which is the most important thing. We are being challenged by them. They come with different set of eyes, with different perspectives. They come with ideas outside the box, and they challenge us. They play devil's advocate, and we are learning a lot from them. We did so many different projects, including converting the vehicle routing problem of our trucks into mathematical models to solve them and get better optimization of those. We did also all kinds of warehouse optimization and many other projects, and they are doing phenomenal. The third was to engage with universities. I became a board member of the SATS School of Engineering at GJU, German Jordan University, and we started to engage more with the industry, with practical, real life. So we signed an MOU with the Chamber of Industry to communicate more. I also became a member of the ASU Applied Science University graduation projects. So we go and assess their projects, and we give them guidelines of how to improve those projects and continuously enhance. I'm also a member of the University of Jordan and the Tawil Applied Science University. So the main idea is to try to always communicate and bridge the gap between academia, between universities and our practical life, so that they sync more together. The fourth step was for me to start teaching. So I started teaching at GGU. Now I'm an industrial professor. I teach there continuously. I also give master's degree program at University of Jordan, and I always try to bring about some practical real life examples and experience. I try to send my students to projects in the real world, and also most of my grades are based on projects. I let them cheat a little bit, but in general, I focus on the real life experiences, and my exams are typically open book, open time, because this is what it's all about. We need them to give them the opportunity to engage in real life. The fifth step was to try to provide sustainability for all of this. In order to make it repeatable and sustainable, we have to have a platform that allows for continuous utilization of those concepts. So I worked on 3 different platforms. The first was an internship platform. My students and I, we built a platform whereby companies can put their request for internships, and the students from all over Jordan can apply to those internships. So we connect them and give them the opportunity for practical training. The second platform was a little bit complex. It is a one-stop shop for academic projects. So those projects, as you can see in extremely small font that I cannot read, are term semester projects. Okay, I'll try to remember, and graduation projects, as well as funded projects. So this platform just provides all of the stakeholders for like one-stop shop. So the Chamber of Industry, Chamber of Commerce, Engineering Association, as well as the universities can have access to that and provide their projects. So for example, for the semester projects, I teach, for example, simulation. I have 30 students, so each 3 are in a team, so I have 10 teams. So I can provide those teams, and companies can bid and ask for those teams to work in simulation projects. Other kinds of projects can be implemented, of course, as well. And the beauty of this is that the professor can define the milestones, and the student can upload files for each milestone, let's say for data gathering. Because as we know, our students never ever bluff data. And they never come up with any fictitious models. So anyhow, this allows the professor as well as the industry to check and validate and substantiate those models and data to make sure they are verified and they are useful in real life, not just fictitious. So this is the platform for the term projects. These projects can also be worked on graduation projects, longer term, and those projects can also be subscribed for competitions. So as you know, there is the competition for best graduation projects with the Engineering Association, with the Chamber of Industry, and so on and so forth, so they can apply. They can also apply for funded projects. For example, there's a Faculty for Factory program, FFF, Faculty for Factory. Anyhow, it was very hard for me to remember. So anyhow, the Faculty for Factory allows the professor to bid on a project which is funded for research. Him and or her and with the students, they can work together in a company on research that is funded and real life projects. So this is also within the platform. And the final kind was the academic incubators for entrepreneurship. As we said, we need to open more than 71,000 job opportunities. Actually, today, with the cost cutting, with the economy and the macro economy, we are doing reduction, not increase. So all of those graduates, the 2,200 PhDs, the 71,000 bachelor's level, are adding to the problem, not solving the problem. So we need entrepreneurship. We need to provide those students with brilliant ideas, with a launch pad whereby they can launch their ideas, brilliant ideas, into entrepreneurial companies. We all know that if one of them did a Facebook, it is 10 times the annual budget of Jordan. It will solve a whole lot of problems. So we need to encourage them and work on that. I will not talk about many of the companies we worked on, but I'll talk about one of them. It's called Andi. Andi is now a startup that we started with a couple of students, and it is a mobile application that connects the people who need to transport their shipments, let's say, for example, for individuals' furniture, or for micro businesses to transport their products, or for a construction company to transport their construction materials, etc., and for warehousing, with those people who have access or excess capacity. For example, the truck drivers who are sitting on our roundabouts waiting for business, they don't need to do that anymore. They can just plug into the mobile app, and people who need transportation, they will bid for them, just like Uber. The people with excess capacity of warehousing, instead of trying to find those people and trying to go on sales, the end users can just bid on those locations. This platform allows the end users to get the best deal, the best conveyance. Instead of going to the roundabout and negotiating with the truck driver, etc., they can get the best deal, the closest truck, and the best deal in terms of the warehousing. From all of the above, I can tell you that those students can bring about a whole lot of improvements in our lives and in our marketplace. So the question is, should we provide our students with the opportunity to engage in our companies and in our economy? The answer is most definitely yes. Should we? Do you think that they will do a better job and add value? And do you think they will come up with better ideas than we do? When I look at the speed bus, the high frequency bus, and when I look at the Twin Towers, at the Sixth Circle, I'm sure they will do a better job than us. Do you think we have a Mark Zuckerberg in this room, or an Elon Musk in our educational system? I guarantee you that we do, because I deal with those kids and I know how brilliant they are, how they can bring about huge change and huge improvements. So I leave you with the question, how important will this be to the future of our country and the world? Thank you.